Oh my God, so in this video we're talking about enchiladas. I mean, they can be covered in chili gravy. They can give a Tex-Mex twist that's so iconic that it can be called pure comfort and love and sex food on a plate. I mean, this thing is great. That's right, enchiladas. Good old enchiladas. And they're more than just a dish, okay? They're a symbol of our regional pride here in South Texas. So, welcome here to South Texas. The enchilada. The enchilada reigns supreme in diners and bustling taquerias and fine dining establishments everywhere. You gotta know about the good old Texas enchilada, okay? And these little rolled up cheesy treasures, man. They aren't just food. These things are like magic. They're a connection to our heritage. They're a marker of our identity, if you will. And these things are just a mouth-watering representation of South Texas and everything that makes South Texas great. But what makes a South Texas enchilada so special? What makes a South Texas enchilada so special? Well, let's dig into some of this cheesy goodness right now. Let's get a little cheesy. There's a constant tug-of-war between who's got the best enchiladas and honoring the Mexican heritage and the roots and embracing the Tex-Mex culture that we have here in Texas, especially South Texas. Enchiladas are kind of unique here. We love our enchiladas. And purists would argue, okay, you're going to have purists argue that enchiladas should stick to traditional ingredients, right? It should be things like corn tortillas, red chili sauce, and queso fresco, right? And those are great. I love the traditional enchiladas. But in South Texas, innovation runs wild down here, all right? Especially when it comes to our enchiladas. I mean, some people can make them with flour tortillas. They use chicken. They use creamy jalapeno sauces. And yes, the beloved ground beef is sometimes put on the back burner for steak and chicken and shrimp and all sorts of stuff. And then I think there's the challenge of making the enchilada, right? I think there's a challenge for something so simple, a tortilla, a filling, and a sauce, right? I mean, these things are really simple. Enchiladas can get tricky pretty quick. Enchiladas, man, I'm telling you. Have you ever tried rolling up one and have it crack down the middle, you know? Just roll it up, you know, and it just cracks. Have you ever tried that? Or maybe you've watched your sauce kind of soak into the tortilla too fast. Trust me, there's an art to it, okay? There really is. There's an art to enchiladas. And South Texas enchilada makers are constantly balancing tradition, creativity, and even a little bit of patience to get the enchilada just right. Okay, so let's rewind for just a second. Okay, let's rewind. Enchiladas, they go way back to Mesoamerica, where people they wrapped corn tortillas, right, in round fish and beans and all sorts of stuff, right? These things go way back. These are nothing remotely new. But over time, this humble dish has evolved. It's picked up rich red sauces. We've started adding very hearty fillings in Mexico. Cheese, of course, and when Tex-Mex cuisine kind of emerged, right, in the borderlands here at La Frontera, enchiladas kind of got a makeover to fit the local taste, the local palate, if you will. In South Texas, that generally means some sort of chili gravy type thing, which is kind of this brown, velvety sauce that everybody loves. That combines the Mexican spices with Southern style roux that you would find over in Louisiana. And it's poured generously over enchiladas. I mean, you just take this gravy and you just pour it pretty generously over. And then you put it, everything in it from, cheddar cheese to American cheese to queso fresco to smoked brisket to shrimp, all sorts of stuff. And let's not forget about all the variations that you can get. Enchiladas verdes with this tangy tomatillo salsa, which I'm not really too big of a fan of. Or maybe there's breakfast enchiladas filled with scrambled eggs topped with ranchero sauce. Those are pretty good. Each bite of the enchilada tells a story. Each bite of the wonderful enchilada tells some story. It's a cultural blend. It's a history. It's a culinary creative act. It's all sorts of things. And the enchilada runs pretty deep here in South Texas. So this isn't a sponsored video, but I'm going to tell you some of my favorite places to find an enchilada, because if you want to experience the good South Texas enchilada, and you want to experience this culture at its finest, at the very best that it can possibly be, I think one of the best places you can find enchiladas is down the Riverwalk on a Tuesday night, or Wednesday night down there at Casa Rio. That's the best way to enjoy you some enchiladas with big old pile of refried beans and some Spanish rice. I think that's the best way to do it. It's been serving up enchiladas for 100 years or something. I don't know, one of the oldest restaurants in San Antonio. It's great. And I want you to picture this, okay? Here, take a look at this. It's a big old pile of enchiladas, 3 or 4 enchiladas with some rice and some beans and some Spanish, all this stuff. You got your chips and queso there. I mean, this thing is just perfect. It's just absolutely perfect. But the real magic of enchiladas isn't just in the restaurants, okay? It's really not. It's found in the homes and taquerias, and it's found everywhere in South Texas. I visited a friend's abuela down there one time, and she was making enchiladas for her family, and she'd been doing this for decades. She knew how to do it, and watching her work, man, just watching this work, it was like seeing a symphony unfold right before your eyes. She knew how to do everything just so perfectly, just the right amount of sauce, the right amount of cheese. She knew how to do all this just perfectly. She told me that the secret isn't really in the recipe at all. It's really not. She told me that the secret was in the heart of doing it. It was the heart of the love of the food, of the passion for preparing food for her family. This is what she told me. And that, my friends, that's the essence of South Texas. That's the essence of the South Texas enchilada culture and who we are. For their ancient roots to their Tex-Mex tradition, enchiladas are really something. We love our enchiladas. And enchiladas are much more than just a food here in South Texas. They're a celebration of our history, of our flavors, of our communities. And whether you love traditional enchiladas or you like something with a little bit of a creative twist, there's no denying that enchiladas are always going to have their place in the heart of this region. It's just a wonderful thing. And so I want to ask you here real quick, what's your favorite memory of some enchiladas? Or what's your go-to style of enchiladas? Maybe you like, going to Jalisco's on a Wednesday night, or maybe you like going to La Palapas. Maybe you like going out there south of town to La Cabana, to Ruiz, or you like going to Floresville Cafe, or that little old place down there in Fremont. Sits down there in practically the middle of the road. What's your favorite story of enchiladas? Maybe somewhere else you like, If you're hungry for more stories about South Texas, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Check out some other videos, where I'm talking about food cultures here in Texas and talking about just South Texas life in general. I think you'll really love it. So anyway, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. I'm Matt Pearson. These are the stories of South Texas.